Hey everybody, it's Ryan here from Android Coliseum. Thank you for joining in today. I want to talk today about the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. This is a really sexy phone, gotta admit. Then again, when it comes to phones that you're going to pay $1,700 for, you better be getting some top-end stuff out of it. So yeah, $1,700. But there's very little in which that it is, sacrificing on for that $1,700. There's only like one feature I would think that it's missing, and you guys can tell me what you think it's missing for that price. But yeah, let's take a look at it. I'll leave all the specs on the website, so you guys can go to the website and read all about that there. But yeah, so first off, I mean, look at that back. That is a pretty cool back, and it's wowed everybody I've shown it to. It really gets a lot of finger grease all over it though, so you want to protect that, keep wiping it. You want to put a case on to stop it from there, but then you wouldn't be able to have it something so skinny like this. For being such a big phone, it has such a tiny profile. Like here's the Pixel 4 XL. Like it's skinnier than the Pixel 4 XL, and it's got the same size battery, and it's got the S Pen on it as well. I mean, so there's a lot of stuff on here that it really has. So going around it, we have the S Pen, obviously. We just give it a push, comes out, and there's your S Pen. And you can do that cool, you can draw on here. The black screen. So you can take notes and you can save them to your discard. So you can save them to your Samsung Notes as well. It'd be cool if they could export that to Keep or something. Because the pen is on this side, they assume you're going to be writing with your right hand. Most people are right-handed. Most people are. And then you have your controls on the left side. So it's a little bit awkward. I'm used to having things on the right side, so just now they're on the left, it's kind of awkward. But we also noticed that there's no headphone jack, so it's officially gone from their lineup. This is no headphone, which allows it to keep it really low profile for that. So that's gone. We also don't have a fingerprint sensor in the back. We now have it built in to there. And I found that it's not so good. It's pretty slow, and I found it's about a third of the time it would get hits there. So yeah, that's kind of an awkward thing I found. Same thing with the Galaxy S10. It wasn't great. This Huawei I'm using to do the recording, that did the best of all these out there. So nothing can be as good as that, it feels like. And again, still sort of first year, early days on these fingerprint sensors. So what I ended up having to do, because I would do this a lot, it's not recognizing. And it's also in a weird spot for me. Like I'm assuming it's here. It's actually up here, right? So I ended up doing is putting it on the face unlock, so that if I want to unlock it, I just look at it and then swipe up. And that works very well. So there we go. So now that you're into the device, what do we have? Well, Samsung's typical Samsung, they have a lot of their own add-ins, and it's a lot. And to be honest with you, I had to start removing their messages and using my calendar. I just couldn't do it. The keyboard is just a lot of errors I found on the keyboard. I couldn't do it. I had to just switch it out, which is fine. You have a lot of space. You can download as many different apps on there as you like. Get what you're used to. That's fine. All right. So, but we also have the features like their Edge, so you can play around with that. They had, the app twinning, so you can have 2 WhatsApp accounts or 2 Facebook accounts on here. We have the game mode, all those kind of neat things that you would have. You get kind of used to out of Samsung, whether you like them or not. They are in here. With the pen, we have all their kind of cool pen things you can do, write notes to each other. You can capture a piece on the screen, and that's kind of cool. I also noticed that I don't remember that having the battery indicator on the other S Pens in the past. So that's kind of it. Now I'll get to that in a bit when we talk about the S Pen. Yeah. So what else we want to talk about here? Showed you the S Pen has those kind of cool features. Great. So the other thing, a big new thing about the S Pen is it now has these gestures. So you can do things mostly in the camera, where I can take the pen, click the button, and it takes a picture. I could flick it upwards, and it's going to change the camera. Flick it upwards again, change the camera. I could go that way. I could go that way. I could even do zooming in. All right, zoom in. Oh, no, it didn't do that. Anyway, you can play around with these kind of cool little features that you can do that would be really cool. I didn't see it if you could do stuff like, this is my slide, click, next slide. So you have those kinds of things. Neat, cool. I still find the S Pen, this one especially, very thin. I mean, it writes like a dream. I really like writing on the screen, right? It's so easy, and you can play around all you want on it, and so you can do all sorts of fun things on it. That is kind of neat. I don't know. I just find it just slightly too small. Maybe I'm getting too used to my fountain pens and the nice big writing on it, but that's just me. Okay, what else we want to talk about here? We get into it. The camera itself, it does some pretty amazing shots. I gotta admit that they do some pretty good camera shots there. Nice detail, right? Does some pretty good work on it. There's some shots. Oh, there's me and my kid. There we go. And that's a pretty good reproduction of the picture. You can't tell this from the photo here, but they're pretty good. I gotta admit. And I get the one thing I really like about it is that because it has these 3 lenses back here, with the Pixel, you never know which one you're going to get, or when it's switching to digital zoom or actual. With this guy, let's go to photo here. You can tell right there that I'm using the wide angle, I'm using the telephoto, or I'm just using the regular. And you can zoom in between, and it'll tell you when you hit the other ones, right? So it's kind of neat that it automatically tells you where. I mean, it just makes it so much easier for you to know. We've got all our standard features like live focus, video. You've got super slow-mo, regular slow-mo, hyperlapse, the portrait modes in there. So the camera does really good. It rates it higher than the Pixel. I think it's 117 to 112, minor differences. So no arguments there on this is going to be a good camera for you. And the fact that you have those options of the lenses lets you take whatever kind of shots whenever you want to take them. Battery performance, this thing, it's been good. I gotta admit, it isn't fantastic. That I'm used to something, but it was good. I'm going to give it that. I mean, it is a top-end spec, so it is going to burn through some juice as well, but it is going to get you a full day. This is 4,000 milliamp hour batteries. It does have the QI charging, and it does have the reverse charging, so if you want to charge other things with it. So, yeah. So the battery's been good. Performance has been phenomenal. I can play Fortnite and PUBG in top-end mode and still get quality smoothness out of it, and I'm not worrying about any performance or lag. There's just nothing you can throw at this that this is not going to just chunk through. 12 gigs of RAM serves it very, very well. The only issue I guess I can have is I would like to have seen 90 hertz display. The Pixel 4 has ruined me in that sense. But I found a couple times is that I would take the pen out, and then it would say a line through there, and it would say that the battery was dead. I'm like, oh, that's weird, but I could still do things with it. So I'd have to put this back in, and it's saying, okay, connecting with the S Pen, and it may take a while. And it took like a couple minutes before it would come out and say, okay, now we're back together. So it was a weird kind of feature. I don't know. I've never had that in other ones before where it thought it was dead or thought it was not connected, but it was. And so aside from that, and the fact that you've always got these Samsung things going in, and Bixby, I mean, come on, does anybody really use Bixby? I don't know anybody that actually uses Bixby. Maybe it's just my friends. I don't know. But this is like a phenomenal phone at a phenomenal price. But if you need that, and especially if you need that pen, like that pen is pretty cool, then this is the phone for you. Okay, I'll have a full write-up on the website. If you guys have any questions, by all means, just shoot away. Thanks so much.